Hi, we are back for another update from my client Dhara Shah, the artist and designer. My name is Kristen Iris. I am a coach and speaker. I help socially conscious Black and Brown creatives to really shatter their limitations, amplify their voices, and take a powerful stand for who they are, what they believe, and what they want to create in their life and in the world. And Dara is my client. We are at this point about 2 months or so into her program. So we started the first month getting a lot of clarity on what her limiting beliefs were, her underlying stories, some of the oppressive conditionings, and how that was showing up in her life. And then this month, this last month, has really been about clearing those patterns, clearing the things going on in relationships that are not working, having some tough conversations, and changing things in her life that are holding her back so that she can really step powerfully into her creativity, which we'll be stepping into in a little bit. So it's been a bit of a challenge for her, which is normal, but I'm going to have her talk a bit about her experience right now.
All right. Hey, everyone. This is week, I have no idea. A reflection for these last 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks have been overwhelming. We've been working on a clearing stage, which is where I am supposed to be working on clearing I'm working on clearing out certain communications that have been holding me back or oppressive in certain ways over the course of my life, and it's been really hard. I would say that a win for me these last 2 weeks is that since I've had the conversation with Kristen and since we've been going through this process, I've been better at addressing conversations or problematic things head on when they happen, and being able to step out of my comfort zone and being bold and having those conversations and truly calling people into their what they say their values are. And I would also say I've been better at prioritizing my time for what I truly believe is important and what I want to do, what I want to work on. And that means for me, crafting and figuring out what my lifestyle would be in New York and what's important to me and what I care about through like job searching and all that stuff. And I'm trying not to fall back into that money trap of like, okay, I know I can make a lot of money, but I know I won't be happy. Which is not to say that like you can't make money and be happy, but whatever. So, yeah, I would say like that's been a strength, but I would say like these last 2 weeks have definitely been challenging because and even before that, I have been kind of pushing off what the work that I need to be doing in my personal life and my relationships, and putting a higher priority on things like my job and spending time with other people and my side hustle and working on projects. So, I have a lot going on. Everyone always has a lot going on, but I have been falling back into this trap of deprioritizing myself, which is something that like I have always done. Like I'll make a little bit of progress in something, and then I'll kind of go back to again, deprioritizing myself, and this is like not what we're trying to do here. I'm trying to clear everything out from like deep within. So I need to make a commitment to myself to get better at digging in deeper and sitting through the uncomfortableness and figuring out clearing these pathways of communication, because even though if I try to run away from them, I can't run away from them. They're from people that are very close to me. And it's what I need to do to move forward and to truly be able to express myself and who I am. Even simple things as like having a conversation with my partner about setting aside intentional weekly time took like almost a week to have that conversation, and we live together. It's like it's so easy for me to just like fall into these traps of comfort and not address the true issue in front of us and in front of me. And when I do that, that just creates these boundaries that I don't want. And it always keeps things in the back of my mind where I'm always wondering, I'm thinking about it rather than actually addressing it straight on. And it's been very frustrating. So I need to do better at that. I need to do better for myself and the relationships that I have to be more authentic. I feel like these are going to be some really hard conversations that I'm going to have over the next couple weeks, but they're necessary. And I just have to prepare myself to be overwhelmed. I'm going to buy a lot of wine. And yeah, that's basically how the last 2 weeks were. A lot of overwhelming and a lot of running away from myself, which is not okay. So I need to do better.
So the first thing I want to say is that I love that Dara was really honest. She was honest in the video, and she was honest when we were talking to each other about kind of falling back into old habits, like the old comfort of not having tough conversations, of not addressing things that need to be addressed. And in some ways, I could see where she was just in communicating with her over that time period. I could see where she was. In some of the other ways, that the tasks that we had set for her to have some of these tough conversations, these clearing conversations. Some of them she was doing and some of them she wasn't, and kind of coming up with the old familiar excuses that she used to use. So, like, she did have a lot of personal things going on and she had a lot of work things going on. And she kind of used those as excuses for not having those conversations. And when I brought that up to her and questioned her about it, she did admit, like, yeah, I think I am, like, those things are actual obstacles, but I think I'm using them to not actually have some of these conversations, to kind of postpone it because they are uncomfortable and they are challenging. But like she said, there are some of those things that were so much in her head that she kept thinking about that, like, eventually she had to take a step and do it because it was just taking up space in her head and wasn't actually serving her to be holding on to these conversations that were not happening. But this kind of reluctance and this resistance is actually really normal. In the clearing section, when we start stepping into some of these tougher conversations or letting go of things, it can be really easy to fall back into old patterns or to pull away from that work because it does mean change in your life. It's not enough to just get clarity. You have to create change in your life. And that's what she's doing. And that can be really hard because we do get comfortable with where we are, even if we're unhappy. And it does take that work. And this is why I'm here helping her and guiding her, is to give her that accountability and that push to really make these changes that she knows that she needs, and really step into that. So I am proud of her for continuing to go and for being honest in where she was uh, falling into the resistance and letting the resistance kind of take over and not stepping into these tough changes that she needs to make.